Today, we are going to discuss Florida's Homestead Exemption. Whether you just moved here and looking into how to apply, or planning to purchase a home and curious how this works, stay tuned because we are going to go over everything you need to know. Florida residents have the opportunity to save money on their property taxes by filing for the Florida Homestead Exemption. A $25,000 exemption is applied to the first $50,000 of your property's assessed value if your property is your permanent residence and you owned the property as of January 1st of the tax year. This exemption applies to all taxes, including school district taxes as well. An additional exemption of up to $25,000 will be applied if your property's assessed value is between at least $50,000 and $75,000. It also puts the 3% Save Our Homes cap, which is an assessment limit on all residential properties that receive a homestead exemption. The 3% cap limits any increase to the assessed value of a homestead exempt property for tax purposes to a maximum of 3% each year, or the amount of the change in the consumer price index, whichever is lower. The deadline to file for the Florida Homestead Exemption is midnight on March 1st. If you purchased a primary residence last year or made changes to your deed, such as refinancing or removing someone, you will need to reapply. However, if you have been receiving the homestead benefit and nothing has changed, you do not need to reapply, as it should automatically renew. To apply for the Florida Homestead Exemption, you will need to visit your local property appraiser's website. For example, if you live in Brevard County, you would visit the Brevard County Properties Appraiser website. I will be using Brevard's website as a reference. On the website, you will find information about the filing deadline and a button to start the application process. Once you click the button, you'll be guided through a series of questions that should take you about 20 to 30 minutes to complete. After submitting the application, it may be unclear whether you have been approved or when you'll receive the exemption. So to verify the status of your application, you can call your local property appraiser's office to see if the exemption is reflected on your tax rolls. Contacting the property appraiser's office will give you peace of mind that your application has been received and processed. In addition to the homestead exemption, there are other exemptions available in Florida. Some of the most common exemptions include widower, blind exemption, total permanent disability, there's military exemptions, and there's disabled veteran exemptions as well. So to learn more about these exemptions and the requirements, you can find a list on your local property appraiser's website. Each exemption has specific criteria that must be met, so it's important to review the requirements before applying. Determining your homestead status. So if you're unsure whether you currently have the Florida Homestead Exemption, you can easily check by visiting your local property appraiser's website. Look for a section called Research or Property Search. By entering your name or property information, you can view your property details, including whether you have the homestead exemption or not. In Brevard County, it is bcpao.com/property search to access this information. If you discover you don't have the exemption, but believe you should, it's recommended to reapply to ensure you're not missing out on the potential savings, or you can call the tax appraiser's office as well. Filing for the Florida Homestead Exemption is a valuable opportunity for residents like you to save money on their property taxes and take advantage of the benefits of living in Florida. So the filing deadline again is midnight on March 1st. And just a reminder, if you have made any changes to your deed or purchased a new primary residence, you will need to reapply. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Rachel Langley, and I'll see you on the next one.